Good morning. It's the 20th day of January 2022. Welcome to another edition of our daily newspaper review. I'm Hannah Promise by name.
And I am Xpbtv, God's Promise.
With me is the Pointers newspaper. First headline: Direct primaries. National Assembly makes U-turn. God's Promise. The National Assembly has made U-turn on the amendment of the Electoral Act bill. What's your opinion to this?
Well, we want to be very confident in the National Assembly because over the years they've played a very major and imperative role in the decisive acts towards electoral processes. So if they have to make a U-turn and they say that direct primaries in the election should go by the nomination of candidates, then I think we don't have a problem with that. We just want to have this confidence in them and what they're doing. So it's an okay for me. I applaud that. All
right, thank you so much. In my opinion, I think the National Assembly has been on the Electoral Act for years now, so Nigerians should trust them and trust the process. The National Assembly will do their best. Thank you.
And now from the Vanguard newspaper, the headline here says Kano floors federal government as court orders 1 billion naira compensation. That's a very huge one from Kano. Promise, this is what Kano is demanding. What do you have to say with regards to this?
Okay, in my opinion, the invasion of his premises and building at Ibeku, Abia State, in the year 2017, 8th of September, was indeed a lawful one. And from the law order, he said it's not constitutional. So I think them asking the military arm to pay a sum of 1 billion naira. It's a nice one. It's also a way of sending a warning to other agencies out there not to invade people's premises without properly following the jurisdiction and also not putting laws into their hands. So it's a nice one. They should take to this.
Thank you. This reminds us of A.V. Dyson when he talked about the rule of law, which is the supremacy of law over everyone and any action that we take. A lot of Nigerians believe that Nigeria is a lawless place, but events have shown that Nigeria is actually a country with very active law. Thank you very much for that.
From the Pointers newspaper, Osai frowns at Quack School, short academy in Kwale. Whoa, God's Promise. Like, you know, education is a very important thing in our society, and the Ministry of Basic and Primary Education has shut down some schools in Kwale as regards to their inappropriate amendment of the academic code section. What do you think about this?
I think Honorable Sai made a very, very nice move.
Okay. Education
is very important, and a society where education is deteriorating, then we should not expect productivity from that society. Yes, a lot of schools do not follow the regular process in establishing these schools. If you check out the reason why he actually did that, he found out that so many schools were not duly registered. So many schools have not even completed their registration. So many schools are having very poor infrastructure. So many schools are having unqualified teachers. This is very appalling. If Nigeria must move to a point where we say, yes, our educational system is solid, our educational system is ground, then we have to make such moves. So he even closed down some schools in Asaba. I think 2 schools in Asaba, even at Kwale as well. This would pass a message to other schools out there that yes, let's check the qualification of our teachers, let's check our infrastructures and all of that.
So are you trying to say that he shutting down some schools
very positive
will make the school management sit up in their...
Sure. It will. It will. I really like that.
Thank you very much for that. We applaud the Honorable Commissioner of Basic and Primary Education for this great move, as this will help academic teachers there, and also it will help school management there to sit up and build schools that will benefit the children out there. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Promise. And now to the Vanguard again. Fuel subsidy. Labour alleges plots by governors to disrupt protests. Promise, we're having 2 very, very sentimental information here. Here we know that the Labour planning a protest next week, Thursday. And now they are saying that they heard that the some governors are actually planning to disrupt this protest and actually lay allegation on them. So what do you have to say on this?
The Nigeria Labour Congress has said that this subsidy removal policy will cause punishments to Nigerians. And remember, we are in the democratic regime and not military regime. So in my opinion, I think the government should give the labor the right to exercise their franchise and just standing on the protocol of exercising a peaceful protest.
A lot of Nigerians are complaining due to the instability of electricity. And now imagine the fuel subsidy being removed, how detrimental that will be to a lot of Nigerians. And we are not so certain about the validity of the statements by Labour saying that the governors are planning to disrupt. While we're not sure of this, we want to urge all Nigerians who are planning to involve in any protest to do that peacefully. And this is where we can hear our view. We want to raise our points and not our voices.
Thank you so much. The African Cup of Nations, Eagles beat Guinea-Bissau, raising for round of 16. Wow, wow, wow. God's promise. You found that during the Super Eagles match yesterday with the Guinea-Bissau, they scored the Guinea-Bissau 2-0 to naught. And you find out that during the news yesterday, the Guinea-Bissau said they were going to beat the Super Eagles or they die. And what's your take on this?
Well, I'm saying that they were going to beat the Super Eagles or they die is not bad for me, because as an individual, as a nation, they must have that confidence before they even think of going there. But I think that their confidence was misplaced, as our Super Eagles beat them 2-0.
So you said they underrated the Super Eagles?
They underrated the Super Eagles and they got it. You had to see, I watched the match and I saw how professionally our players played with so much enthusiasm. I saw how we had so many supporters in the stadium and I was very much impressed with that. It's a very applaudable thing. I really have this confidence and believe that we were going to take that personally, in my opinion. So I really applaud that. And also Egypt beat Sudan 1-0. I really like that too. And so we have them ahead, and I am very certain that our Super Eagles, they're going to do very nice.
All right, nice one on the Super Eagles. We applaud you for the job well done. And also to the coach, Egwaivon, for doing a nice job, because if you hadn't been there, the Super Eagles will have not gotten to where they are now. So it's a nice one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Promise. Now to Vanguard again. We're having Delta APC. Few stomach politicians, the campaign, not EPF, Emeho. What do you have to say with regards to politicians, the campaign? Do you think it's a very positive move, or even a positive move in preparation for the political game ahead of 2023? And do you think it's good for development of our Nigerian political system?
To me, it's not a good move, though the Emeho political family has brought to the general public notice that the campaign, some members, the campaign from that political arm to PDP, it's few members that are not guided. So I also think the government should set a law to this the campaign issue. You find that they should ban the politicians from the campaign from one party to another. As you know, we need a strong and vibrant oppositing party that can checkmate the activity of the ruling party. So government should see to this and ban some politicians from the campaign.
Thank you. Democracy is a product of active, vibrant political parties. Political parties are made up of members that are dedicated and devoted. If members of political parties must keep on the campaign, then I don't think that will be positive for our Nigerian political system. Historically, we know that there has been lots of the campaign, even by Nigerians' major politicians. We have to really look into this. And as Promise said, if there are very strong laws that are made that if you're to the camp, then you have to spend some years before you do that, or even be on probation, that would really checkmate the activities of these individuals.
Thank you so much. Still on the Pointers newspaper, we have Okowa display commitment to peace and security. Well, God's promise. The sitting governor, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, has displayed his commitment to the peace of the society and the security of Deltans. So, what's your opinion to this move he has made?
It is no news to know that we have a governor, Senator Dr. Ifan Yokowa, who is very dedicated to the growth and development of Delta State. So it's also heartwarming to see how he pays attention to the security of the state. I think the governor realizes that a state that is secure, a state that is peaceful, can actually thrive in terms of development. So yesterday he gave 5 armored vehicles to security agencies. He gave 3 to the military and he gave 2 to the police. This would actually foster that sense of activeness in our security agents and the sense of belonging and support in them. Such acts, those are things we really encourage. We really want to encourage these things because it will actually induce that seriousness in our security agents.
Thank you so much. We applaud the sitting governor, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, for this great move.
All right, now to the vanguard. Ahead of 2023 elections, U.S. promises to support free, fair elections here in Nigeria. Promise, what do you have to say on foreign interventions and our electoral practices here in Nigeria?
Honestly, JP, you know, the electoral system in our country is still evolving, and you know, the observation from foreign bodies will help us become that developed country we are clamoring to become. So them coming, the US is coming to help the Nigerians for free and fair election. We help Nigerians boost their electoral system to other countries of the world. So it's a nice one from my opinion.
Thank you very much. While this is positive for so many persons, many express a very negative sentiment with regards to foreign interventions. Do you think that foreign intervention in terms of our electoral practices validates the concept of independence here in Nigeria? We'll leave that to you to hear your opinion on that.
Thank you so much for watching. With this, we've come to the end of the first segment of our daily newspaper recap. We'll take a short break and we'll be with you shortly.
Hey there, have you heard of Schoology Limited? Well, I'm here to tell you about it. Schoology Limited is a real estate company and an educational-based media company that is here to serve you better in terms of property management and property supervision. We also sell lands at very affordable prices. We are also into media. I believe you want to know more about Schoology Limited. I want you to kindly visit www.schoologylimited.com. Alright viewers, welcome back from that short break. Now we're going straight to the back pages of our newspapers.
Pointers newspaper. Military goes off on exam malpractice in nursing and midwifery schools. God's promise. The Delta State School of Nursing has been warned against examination malpractice. What's your opinion to this?
Yeah, this is nice. There are certain areas of practices, professional practices that needs to be paid very serious attention to, especially when it has to do with life. Based on what she said, Dr. Mrs. Modi Onye, she said that there are lots of fake websites as to the State School of Nursing, and she also complained of a woman who actually promised that she's going to make one of the students pass preliminary test, and you know that test is what actually will determine if the student is to go further. So the nursing profession is a very delicate one. So we should, I like the fact that they're checking in and making sure that we don't have people who would infiltrate the system. Yeah, and also for those of us who are prospective students of the State School of Nursing, it's very important to visit the schools to get the right valid information. Stop listening to what people say. Stop listening to the online is a very vulnerable place. If you're not careful, you'll fall victim. So let's not fall victim to all these scammers and also to fake practices in the nursing profession.
Thank you so much for that. As you know, examination malpractice is something that we should not engage in. And also looking at the nursing arm and medical arm, you know, it's a very delicate profession. So the Commissioner for Health coming to the aid of this particular arm of the Delta State nursing and midwifery school. So it's a good one. It will help to comb examination malpractice in the data.
All right, now to the Vanguard. This is on sports. Eguavoen backs Pesero to take over Eagles. That's a little bit sentimental to know that an indigenous coach is backing up a foreign coach, like supporting him. What do you have to say on that?
You know, for Austin Eguavoen to have backed the Jose Pesero for the appointment of the successor, it's a nice one. You know, he trusts him to do much more, better than what he has done, Eguavoen has done. I understand that the Nigeria Federation for Football does not really support the indigenous coaches. But I think if they allow Eguavoen to continue the tenure and staff him, I think it would be a good one because he's actually performing very well. But if they don't, since Eguavoen has decided to back Jose Pesero, I think it's good.
Now, a lot of Nigerians feel that because of the progress that the Super Eagles has been making, which definitely they trace it down to the coach, they feel he's very much qualified for greater tasks. Do you have anything to say on that?
Still on the National Federation of Football Association, they don't trust indigenous coaches and they don't support them. So since that's the issue, I think Eguavoen has a point there.
All right, thank you very much on that.
From the Pointers newspaper, Omero herdsmen dispute. Government assures on peaceful coexistence. God's promise. Government is assuring peaceful coexistence amidst the citizens and herdsmen. Are you really sure this is going to work?
The issue of herdsmen taking over farmlands and also killing farmers, innocent farmers in Nigeria, is no longer an unprecedented event. It's something that has been happening over the time. So I really feel, and a lot of Nigerians feel, that you cannot really come to a peaceful coexistence between farmers and herdsmen. Going by the news of yesterday, Delta State Livestock Committee actually addressed the issue, and details shows that they even planned a meeting with these herdsmen. A lot of people say it's not possible to plan a meeting with these herdsmen, although they were not present there. But they also reassured us that they're going to look into the matter and fish out these herdsmen. I don't really feel, in my opinion, I don't think it's possible to have even a meeting with herdsmen and even talk more of having a very, very clear record with them and coming and agreeing that you're not going to eat our farm. These people are really dominating. So let the government look for other approaches to deal with this security issue on ground.
Thank you so much. Peaceful coexistence between the herdsmen and the livestock owners in Delta. I really don't think it's a nice idea, because when you look at it, the herdsmen are not showing up in the meeting even when they ask them to show up for peace to reign. But I also think the government has other alternatives to this, as to promote peace in our society, because that is what we want in our society. Thank you.
All right, now still on sport, Buhari hails Super Eagles.
Whoa.
So it's a very nice development. You know that the presidency actually is backing up. What's your opinion on that?
It's an encouragement on the Super Eagles. You know, the president commending the Super Eagles for keeping their hope high, even running to the second grand finals in a grand style. So it's an encouragement to the Super Eagles. And I also think the Super Eagles, due to their performance in their previous matches, they've won their matches, 3 matches in a row, and they've really not flopped in any of the match. So I think the president backing them up, their coach being there, they'll be able to bring the cup back home and not fall the hands of the president.
All right, so Super Eagles, please don't let us down. We're already having the entire country looking down looking up to the Super Eagles. Please don't let us down. Buhari is backing up, and that's the highest form of support they can get. All right, let's take a quick look at today's matches. Let us see what we have from the African Cup of Nations. We have Cote d'Ivoire versus Algeria by 5 p.m. and we also have Sierra Leone and Equatorial Guinea, same time, 5 p.m. Yes, Gambia is not left out versus Tunisia by 8 p.m. today. Mali versus Mauritania by 8 p.m. So let us see how we can support our continent by viewing these matches that will be showing on selected channels online. Thank you very much for your time today.
just before we draw the curtain, I will leave you with words on Mambo. It says, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. I'll take that again. Peace cannot be kept by force. Peace can only be achieved by understanding. That is coming from Xpbtv Epstein. Please, thank you for watching. I remain my humble self, Promise Ahana.
And I am Xpbtv, God's Promise. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to follow us across our social media pages, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Xpbtv Africa. Thank you for watching.
Xpbtv, sharing educative and reliable news.